He weighed in at 235 pounds. He brings it to the ring, a record of 15 wins, 1 loss, and 8 of those wins coming by knockout. From Las Vegas, Nevada, please give it up for Charles Shufford. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This is his second appearance here on HBO's KO Nation. He weighed in at 223 pounds. He brings it to the ring, a record of 24 wins, 1 loss, 20 of those wins coming by knockout. Originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, now making his home in Los Angeles, California. Give it up for Relentless, Lamon Brewster.
You guys know the rules in Michigan. You're both professionals. Act like professionals in the ring. In case of a knockdown, go to the furthest neutral corner. I'll take care of the knockdown. If I look back and see you out of the corner, I'm going to suspend the count. It's going to hurt you, not me. All right? Go to the furthest neutral corner. Touch him up. Let's get it on.
Shufford is 3-1 in 4 fights in the year 2000. Brewster 2-1. Shufford came out a little sluggish in his 1 loss against Robert Davis. It was a 10-round decision. And we documented Brewster's battles with Clifford Etienne. Expect Brewster to be a little bit more patient this time around than the last time we saw him. Expect Shufford to be more aggressive.
I'm expecting Shufford to use his jab and keep his range. That's what I'm expecting.
The first of 10 rounds for this heavyweight bout between Lamon Brewster and Charles Shufford.
Usually they say the way you start a fight out is usually the way you finish a fight. If you look at Shufford already, he's boxing. He's keeping Lamon Brewster at the end of his jab already. He started out very smart, very good. And Lamon started out very good by moving his head and staying low. A small object is always hard to hit.
Shufford's father, Charles, told us that he thought his son's best attribute was his hand speed for a big man.
Yeah, Shufford's very quick for a guy of his size. With very quick hands, you know. I would say Larry Holmes like more or less than Muhammad Ali like. Not that Larry Holmes is slow. Larry Holmes is very fast. But Shufford has a very good jab, very long jab. Like I said, you can see how athletic he is. A man that size and the ball to his feet.
Brewster now ties up Shufford in the corner, firing a left hook to the body and coming through with a right cross. Brewster already showing us a different style than when he came out against Etienne. Was very aggressive, pounced all over Etienne, and he told us that his ego, his alter ego, Tawan, got the best of him. Changed up his game plan before that fight, decided he was going to try to go for an early knockout. Tawan is Brewster's middle name. He says sometimes Tawan shows up when he wants Lamon to be around. But so far, we've seen Lamon and not Tawan.
But the big thing about him is that, like I said, you learn from your mistakes. He's a very educated fighter. Came from the amateurs with the 96 Olympic trials, lost to Clay Bay. He's got a lot of experience on his belt, so he knows that when you do something wrong, how to correct it.
Brewster's best punch, his short left hook. He's trying to work his way inside. Shufford trying to keep Brewster on the outside.
Brewster here is doing certain things.
Brewster now doubling up on the left hand.
That are very effective. He's slipping punches. He's falling inside where Shufford can hit him. His punches coming over top of his head. Only thing Lamon is not doing, he's not jabbing off that movement.
While Shufford is jabbing. He's popped the jab 4 times in a row. Connected only twice, but still trying to keep Brewster at bay. Both fighters patient in the first round.
It's as they call it. To me, this is the respect round. The first round, both men trying to figure each other out, trying to see what changes they made from the fight tapes. And so far, the biggest change was Lamon Brewster.
Brewster picking and choosing his spots here in the first round of a scheduled 10-round bout.
Okay, Floyd.
Nicely. Nice deep breath, take. This guy moves one way. All right, he's moving into your right hand. Okay, you've got to cut the ring off to your left. Okay, you've got to cut the ring off. He's stepping right into your right hand. Okay, he's moving one way. All right. Now use those feints and draw the jab out of you.
You heard me? All I want you to keep the feints in the game. Keep your feet moving. You heard me? And stay in the ready position. That's all I need to tell you. And you work from there. And you work from there. And you work from there. You heard me? That's all I need to tell you now. You work from there. You understand me now? You know what he want to throw.
Both fighters feeling each other out in the first round. Total punches for Lamon Brewster. He threw 37 shots, landed 9. Shufford threw 36 and landed 7.
The way things look to me, it didn't look that way almost to an extent. Of course, Shufford looked like a little bit more effective. He looked like he's keeping his ground. Lamon's trying to slide inside. When he gets inside, he's not letting his hands go as often as I think he should let them go. A little bit busier. But Lamon's got some help in his corner, too. He's got incredible Freddie Roach as a cornerman. So, I mean, trained fighters like Virgil Hill, and he's worked with Tapia from time to time. So he's worked with Billy's fighters, so he knows how to adapt a fighter.
Bill Slayton was in his corner the last time we saw Lamon Brewster. Slayton, the former trainer of Ken Norton Jr.
Yeah, well, he made some changes.
Ken Norton, excuse me. Ken Norton Jr. plays pro football.
Well, it's for the Dallas Cowboys, I believe, at one time.
And now the 49ers.
Seems to be still a filling out process here. But Shufford can do that all night. That's Shufford's style. That's where he boxes. Lamon has to get on the inside. He's the shorter of the two men. He has to get contact. And he's not going to get contact by throwing a jab and not sliding in off the jab. He has to pop the jab like he's right there and punch right there. Right there, he should have let his hands go.
Shufford now getting off, unleashing 3 left hands and coming back with a right hand. Brewster, patient, stalking, moving forward. Both these fighters with only 1 loss apiece, and both of those losses came recently. Shufford since is 2-0, and Brewster is 1-0 since his loss. A quick first round knockout over Val Smith. Brewster 24-1 with 12 first round knockouts. That won't happen this evening, but Brewster deceptively strong, even though he's relatively light for a heavyweight at 223 pounds.
Yeah, but the big thing that he's not doing here is that's called active aggression. He's throwing a jab, but when he throws the jab, that's all he's throwing. He's not coming behind with nothing. He just came back with a right hand, but he's a little off balance. What Lamon has to do is use his size to his advantage. Being the smaller of the two men, he has to stay a small object, not a big object.
In February of this past year, Shufford lost to Robert Davis. He's won both his fights since, and he simply said he was out-hustled in that fight. It was a 10-round unanimous decision for Davis. And he says that will never happen again. He will always be the aggressor when he steps inside the ring, and so far, true to his word.
You think Lamon learned from that? You out-hustle Shufford. That's how you beat Shufford. That's how you beat him. He's not capitalizing on it.
Deep breath.
Shufford's father, Charles Sr., talked about his son's quickness, and here he is displaying the left hand in the second round.
See, like that's the key to him. He's got to keep Brewster on the outside, pop a jab, starts to get on the inside. Brewster's not bending from the knees, he's bending from the waist. So his head is falling over, and that's why he's having problems with balance.
Don't start the combination from too far away. All right? Okay. Get a little bit closer with the face for him. Face need to be a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper with him. More committed, okay? Come on now.
All right, round 3 of this scheduled 10-rounder between Brewster and Shufford. Let's bring in Julie Letterman to see how she has it through 2.
Fran, I've got this fight 2 rounds to nothing, 20-18 for Shufford. You know, he's controlling the fight with the jab, but here we go now. Here comes Lamon Brewster being the aggressor. When Shufford lets him stay on the outside of that jab, he's great. But now, it's all Lamon Brewster right now.
Brewster sensing a weakness to Shufford, coming out on the attack, unloading a flurry of blows.
I guess he finally realized that the style that he was using was not working for him. That Shufford was allowed to be on the outside, utilize his jab, utilize his hand speed, and now Brewster realized, hey, to get into this fight, I'm gonna have to take some punches to get inside, but once I'm inside, I can let my hands go. And that's where the fight is based upon right now.
Brewster misses with an overhand right there. Shufford now back to trying to control Lamon with the left-handed jab. And there you see the solid work by Shufford with his left hand. Fires an overhand right, but misses.
The thing with Lamon's legs, I'm watching Lamon's legs, he'll look as grounded to me as he should be, a little bit more flush on his feet when he's on the inside. He gets knocked off balance very easily by a very lame jab that Shufford's throwing or pushed, or anyway, he goes left or right. He don't look too grounded on his feet. Maybe something that he needed to work on in the gym that he didn't take seriously.
Brewster trying to find a way to get inside the long reach of Shufford.
That's where Lamon is most effective, on the inside. And he's not getting on the inside. And when he does get on the inside, Shufford does 2 counter shots, and Lamon does nothing but block the shots and then move.
Shufford doing a good job keeping the fight outside. Slaps with his left hand. Brewster was most effective when he charged forward.
See, he's got to cut the distance. As long as Lamon Brewster stays on the outside, he's always going to be fighting uphill. Remember, Shufford's got the reach advantage. He's got the speed advantage here in this fight. He's punching in bunches here. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Lamon Brewster is not taking away how well Shufford does what he does, which is jab and use his hand speed.
Commented that Brewster needs to find a way to get inside, but point well made. Shufford's jab has been very effective. Brewster may be a bit confused on how to exactly approach that. 3 rounds are in the books between Lamon Brewster and Charles Shufford.
Okay. You got the great legs. All you have to do is change speed when he jump you like that. You know what I mean? When he jump you, just change speed. You ain't never supposed to corner you or rope you. You know what I mean? You're never supposed to get you on the rope to corner you. You heard me? You understand me, Charles? That's the only time you let him do something in the whole fight so far. You sit down the ropes and let him throw those punches at you. You don't have to do that.
Brewster figuring his best bet is to charge forward after he was ineffective through 2 rounds.
Yeah, but the problem is, here he is attacking, and he's inside, and Shufford's not allowed to punch. But he's got to continue that. He does it, and then he goes back to doing what he was doing.
Okay, son? That boy.
Now tell him what you want to
A
do.
little bit busy, okay?
Don't worry about it.
Cut the ring off. Don't follow him, son. All
You
right?
got to stay off of those ropes. You got to change speeds, man. Get off of those ropes.
You heard the advice from Charles Shufford's corner. Charles Sr. telling his son the only time that Brewster has been able to get off is when Shufford's been up against the ropes, telling his son stay off the ropes. And from Lamon Brewster's corner, his trainer Freddie Rhodes telling him, look, you need to be more active. You need to be more aggressive.
See, Shufford can do this all night.
Right.
This is Shufford's kind of fight.
Right.
Keep you on the outside, keep the end of my jab. I got the reach, I got the height advantage, and without making a commitment. He can do that all night. What he's doing like this, right there, all night. As long as Lamon Brewster stays there, he's going to keep hitting him. Brewster needs to get underneath those punches, slide in, punch to the body, and bring it to the head.
From a distance, Shufford now working the jab effectively and also coming across with right hands.
Lamon also needs to throw an overhand right over the top of that jab when he drops it. Because Shufford throws his jab, but sometimes punching him down. So he brings it back to his chest area, not his face. That's what Lamon Brewster needs to do, come over the top with the right hand. But the problem is Lamon drops his right hand when he jabs.
And also, Brewster may not be able to compete with the quickness of Shufford's left hand. Now Lamon trying to work the body. Shufford triples up with the left hand to the head of Lamon Brewster.
Lamon needs to go over the top of that jab with the right hand and come back to his hook, because he's never going to get inside of that jab unless he does so.
Shufford now, a right uppercut, and really using the jab to perfection.
Shufford's legs, he got great movement. He knows how to get out of the way of Lamon's attack. Lamon's not cutting the ring off, first of all. Number one problem. He's not cutting Shufford off, so Shufford can do what he wants to do. He's jabbing when he wants to jab. He's stepping around Lamon Brewster. Lamon right now is fighting an uphill fight. Since round, I would say round one.
Shufford taking the advice from his corner, staying off the ropes, and using his quickness, which he feels is definitely an attribute. He told us yesterday he felt Brewster was slow, that he'd have no problems hitting Brewster. He's demonstrating that so far.
See, Lamon Brewster gets hit with a shot, and he doesn't come back right away. And that's why Shufford is attacking all the time. He's starting first with a jab and ending with a jab.
Shufford getting very comfortable with the left hand. Snaps back the head of Lamon Brewster. Shufford told us he would not get out hustled in the ring again, and so far, he's been on the mark. Wednesday, December 20th, HBO Sports presents the next installment in its documentary series, Sports of the 20th Century, with Playing the Field, Sports and Sex in America. This documentary takes a look at how sex has influenced the world of sports and how this arena has helped shape America's ideas on sexuality. While sports has always used sex appeal to sell itself, attitudes about male and female athletes have evolved over time. You'll see how on December 20th, only on HBO. Knockout Maria Davidson, originally from Minnesota, doing her thing, trying to get the crowd fired up. We talked about the effectiveness.
I gotta speed that jab up a little more. You're humming. You're humming, don't you, baby?
We talked about the effectiveness of Shufford's jabs. He fired off 39 in round 4, connected on 12, but total punches 58 for Shufford, 39 for Brewster, and Shufford landing at a higher percentage, 35%. So Shufford doing everything he told us he would do. Brewster still not quite able to figure out how he's going to attack Charles Shufford.
Well, you kind of knew what Shufford was bringing to the table by his height and his reach advantage. You knew that he was going to jab, you knew he was going to box. Like I said, with Robert Davis, he fought not like himself. And he's corrected that mistake. Meanwhile, Lamon Brewster wants to box more, but the problem is he needs to turn this into a fight, not a boxing match, because he's getting outboxed right now. He needs to do what he's done in the second round when he got close. He came out blasting with both hands, pinned Shufford against the ropes, and let his punches go.
Shufford now sizing up Brewster, comes across with a left hook. Doubles up on the jab. Shufford getting very comfortable. One thing about Lamon Brewster, he's very patient.
Right now in the 5th round, I think it's a little too patient because he let a few rounds slip by him. And now to get into the fight, I mean, we're only in a 10-round contest. He's got to win the next 5 rounds to even make a decision here.
Brewster now pushes Shufford in the corner, rattles off power shots to the body. None of the 3 landing.
Shufford's not jabbing like he was in the last round. Effectively, he's not jabbing. He's chose to allow Lamon back into the fight a little bit, and Lamon will take advantage of these opportunities. He's a pop the jab to the body, pop a jab to the head, right there, he slid in. But because His footwork looks a little off when he throws his right hand. He falls off balance a pinch. You know, they always say in boxing, if you're going to make a move, make a man pay. He's moving his head well, but when Shufford misses, he's not counter-punching. And I think that's the problem with Lamon's technique right now in this fight.
One aspect working in favor of Lamon Brewster in terms of how long he'll be able to last physically. He's not taking a lot of abuse. We saw him against Clifford Etienne deal with 70 punches per round. Many of those landed.
But that's a cumulative, you know what I'm saying? It's a cumulative, because what happens is with a fighter, it's not just that fight, it's the combination of the two.
Brewster comes up with a left hook to the head of Shufford, but not quite able to figure out how to get inside.
Very good, very good. Just don't go to sleep.
Oh, tag team.
We have 5 rounds in the book, but still to come. Floyd Mayweather Jr., the junior lightweight champion, will take on Emmanuel Burton. Mayweather coming back up after a 7-month layoff. We'll see if there's any rust in Pretty Boy's game.
Understand me, don't you? Take out with your new jab more regular, you know what I mean? Do a little more. Use your face sometimes. Good counter punching.
Don't get away from your face.
Don't stay off the rope. When you find yourself in the rope, you change.
Come on, you got to let your hand water. Let's go to work, son. Lamon, this guy's nothing. He's going to work. Let your hands go.
You heard Brewster's trainer, Freddie Roach, tell him, let your hands go. It's time to get inside. Brewster's corner, realizing that the fight is getting away halfway through. But it's Shufford who comes out with a flurry, connecting to the head of Brewster. Both of these fighters with 1 loss. Shufford 15-1, Brewster 24-1. Both of them have exhibited power. Shufford with 8 knockouts, Brewster with 21. And both of these fighters know that this is an opportunity to elevate their status in the heavyweight division. And so far, it's Charles Shufford getting the better of Lamon Brewster.
Like I said, Fran, earlier, you know, they're both at the 500 mark right now, as far as, you know, not career records, anything like that, but they're both trying to get in the top heavyweight elite. And both of them have had a loss previous to this fight, or not right before it, but they both need to get a win tonight. Lamon Brewster needs a win, so does Shufford. But besides a draw, somebody has to win.
Shufford continues to keep Brewster at bay, doubling and tripling up with the jab. Brewster averaging just 38 punches per round. He told us he definitely was going to be patient, maybe a little too patient.
The major problem that Lamon's having with this fight is that, you can say, he's laying back. He's happy and content with 1 or 2 shots rather than trying to work his way in off a jab, getting close to Shufford, letting his hands go and staying there, not stepping outside.
A few seconds ago was a perfect example of the hardships faced for Lamon Brewster in this fight. He missed with an overhand right. He couldn't get close enough.
See that right there? He's popping a jab to the body. Instead of sliding in off the jab, he's staying at range. And Shufford, as you see, is catching him with jabs and right hands.
Keeping him at bay. The crowd now here at the Cobo Hall urging Lamon Brewster to pick it up.
I mean, Shufford can do this all night. This is what Shufford's been doing since round 1. At somewhere in this fight, Lamon has to change his style, and I think it's right now, the immediate. Get close to Shufford by sliding in and let his hands go.
So far, Charles Shufford doing anything and everything he wants, Kevin.
Here he is doing flurries, quick hands. There's that hand speed that he talked about, combination. He's getting advantage of Brewster at all times. Look at this, doubling, tripling jabs, right hand, left hand, double left hands, double hooks. I mean, what is he not doing correct?
He wants to throw the right hand, close the top. He thought you counter punching. I'll move away. You got me? You understand me, huh? Keep the pep going. Keep the pep going. You got to be staying. So get the speed back in there. Get the speed back in there. I want the speed back. I want the speed going. Come back.
Let's bring in Julie Letterman. Julie, how do you have it through 6?
Fran, 59-55, 5 rounds to 1 for Charles Shufford. You know, this is a perfect example of ring generalship. Keeping Brewster on the outside, making Brewster lean in for his punches. When Brewster tries to punch, he gets hit with those jabs and hooks and double hooks. Beautiful example of ring generalship. Lamon's got to he's got to get a lot closer to win this fight, to even come close to winning this fight.
I have it scored 55-60. And I feel that, the question I got in my head is, does Lamon Brewster want to get on the inside? It seems like when he gets the opportunity, he goes backwards. And that's the question mark that I have.
At what point should Brewster, Kevin, just let it unfurl?
He needs to do it now. You know, be in the 7th round. He needs to pin Shufford against the ropes, let his hands go at that point, and every time the referee breaks them, sliding off the jab like he just did. He jabbed to the body, but he stepped back. He could pop to the body and step forward.
The biggest difference so far also seems to be that while Brewster will fire one punch and stop, it's Shufford doubling up on the jab, as we see right here, firing 3, 4, 5 punch combinations.
Well, Shufford can do that because Lamon's only throwing one and he's not stepping in. So if Brewster's not smothering Shufford's punches, then Shufford can throw the punches and land them. Lamon needs to shorten the distance. And how you shorten the distance, you walk in off a jab, because right now Shufford is doing everything correctly.
Shufford now. 3 hooks and also a right hand. Another combination. Shufford going to work on Lamon Brewster.
Lamon looks a little groggy to me, a little slow, a little lethargic. It's like he's just following Shufford around. He's not cutting the ring off. He's not jabbing his way in. It seems like he'll take whatever he can get rather than throwing punches. Right. Lamon needs to have a surge, as they say, put the fire in his behind and say, let's go, guys, let's get this together.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but from the judge's perspective, even if a fighter's not necessarily landing all the time, if he gives the appearance that he's more active, that'll weigh in the judge's mind.
That's what I mean by active aggression. Lamon is walking in, but he's not throwing punches. Shufford may be going backwards, but he's throwing punches and he's connecting.
Shufford fired a left hook to the body after Brewster connected with an overhand left. Time may be running out for Lamon Brewster in this 10-round bout with Charles Shufford.
You've got to go to work with this guy, okay?
On Tuesday, November 14th, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel returns. Among the stories, a look at Pat Croce, the colorful and unpredictable owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. Also, a look back at the worst sports-related disaster in American history, the 1970 plane crash that took the lives of the Marshall University football team. Real Sports, where nothing is out of bounds.
Okay? All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's go to work. Come on.
The long left hand of Charles Shufford has proven to be the difference so far in this fight. Shufford connecting on 35% of his jabs, nailing 71. Brewster only at 20%, and that's really been the factor of Brewster just firing one punch and backing off for most of the fight, not finding a way to get inside the long reach of Charles Shufford. Shufford now, just letting punches go to the head of Lamon Brewster. Triples up on the jab right there, and that's been the story of the fight.
You know what I'm shocked at to most? That Freddie Roach right now, if this was any other fighter, the corner is screaming at the top of their lungs, saying you're blowing his son, like the great Angelo Dundee said to Sugar Ray Leonard. You're blowing it. It's the 8th round of this fight. You're behind on the scorecards. You haven't even made a dent in Shufford's armor. You're not getting close. He's not getting tired. You're not slowing him down. You're not landing to the body. You're not landing shots to the head. Shufford's not even cut. So right now, Lamon is in dire straits. He is.
Blood now coming from the right nostril of Lamon Brewster. Brewster's camp had high hopes for this heavyweight. They brought him along slowly. A lot of people question his competition throughout his 25 fights, even though he had 21 knockouts. His most difficult fight, a 10-rounder on the premiere of KO Nation back in May, he lost to Clifford Etienne. He told us that the other Brewster, Tawan, his sidekick, showed up. Not the guy that Lamon really is, a patient, smart fighter.
Man, I think he's here tonight, too.
Well, he may need Tawan to show up.
Oh, I think Tawan is here tonight because I don't think Lamon Brewster and his game plan plans on this happening. And he doesn't have a plan B, obviously. You know, there comes a point in a fighter's career where you say, you know what? Later for the boxing, let me get into a fight here. He hasn't even chose that option.
Look at the confidence of Shufford growing. You can see the punches now coming with a little bit more sting and a little bit more movement in the legs of Shufford. He knows that he's winning this fight, and he's moving around effectively.
But the big thing Shufford's doing is bouncing the ball to his feet. He's showing, I'm energetic, I have energy, I have speed, I have reflexes. Lamon right now is looking like the slower of the two, looking lethargically like he's been getting hit all the shots that he has been. But Shufford is getting more confidence. And that's one thing you don't want to fight to get. But you got to give Shufford a lot of credit. Look at him. He's giving Lamon Brewster a boxing lesson.
Brewster suffered a deviated septum in that loss to Etienne. Also, a popped eardrum and hurt a ligament in one of his knees. Maybe he is yet to recover.
This is the 9th round now. You can't even be playing.
Deep breath.
Done.
Take it right, Steve.
This one is done.
Put it on his head. Put it on his head. T. Let's go to work out there. This guy's finished. You hear me? All you do is let your hands go, okay? All right, now let's go with the straight right hand. You haven't given me a straight right hand yet tonight. Let's go with the straight right hand and you'll knock the son of a bitch out.
More perfection from Charles Shufford, Kevin.
Shufford is going to let his hands go. I mean, he's comfortable, he's relaxed. He don't put any threat, any kind of attack by Lamon Brewster. I mean, look, he's got his hands down. He's throwing jabs at Lamon. Lamon's head is out there. He's not blocking jabs with his fist. He's blocking jabs with his face.
Those two jabs right there were the jabs that opened up the cut in Lamon Brewster's nose.
Stand around in position.
By listening to the two corners, you would think that Shufford is losing and Brewster is winning. They're very calm in Lamon Brewster's corner. Freddie Roach told him, this guy's finished. Now, I don't know what fights Mr. Roach is watching, but Shufford seems to be in complete control.
I believe knowing Freddie Roach, incredibly here as a trainer, he's just trying to motivate Lamon Brewster to go for the knockout because he knows two things. One, Lamon is behind the scorecards, and number two, Lamon is doing nothing.
Brewster trying to let his hands go, throws an overhand right that connects.
Lamon's not even having his moments in this fight. I mean, you know, I think a little bit of screaming is necessary right now. A little bit of yelling.
Shufford counters with a short right hand that caught Brewster, and now Shufford going to work.
He's landing so effective. I mean, Shufford, as this fight goes on, you notice his percentage is going up as far as landing ratio. He's throwing more and more punches. He's not even dancing on the balls of his feet.
You can see the confidence, too.
He's just standing there, letting Lamon do whatever he wants to do, and it's not working. So right now, like I said, Lamon from round 5 on should have said, you know what? This boxing thing is not working. I need to turn this into a fight. I need to back Shufford up, get against the ropes. He jabs, but he doesn't slide in off that jab. By being on the outside, he's waiting for Shufford to do something.
Brewster has never figured out a way to get inside the long reach of Shufford, averaging just 35 punches per round. And that is too few punches to be able to come away with a W against Shufford.
If you hear Tyrone Boone in the corner, and you hear his father, Shufford's father in the corner, you know, they try to keep Shufford humble and not too cocky or too arrogant, because they know that by one punch from Lamon Brewster can get him knocked out.
Shufford spins Brewster and now goes to work on the head. Shufford told us he would be more aggressive in this fight. He watched tapes. Lamon Brewster said he appeared to be sluggish, that he allowed himself to be hit, and felt very confident with his hand speed and his reach advantage that he would be able to keep Brewster at bay.
His hand speed did it all for him tonight. Lamon had such difficulty landing on Shufford. He didn't cut the ring off, didn't utilize the jab, didn't throw punches when he was on the inside. And this is what's cost him Lamon Brewster this fight.
That's it, baby. You got him. Got it, baby. Looking good.
This is 3 minutes of your life right here, okay? Here, you've got to throw the straight right hand against this guy, not the overhand right, all right?
Shufford now continuing to do what he's done best, a flurry, and he ends it off with a right hand right there.
That's all confidence right there. I'm surprised Shufford didn't stay on him and go for the knockout. But repeatedly, you can do that over and over tonight.
Come on, baby. This is it. This is it. Watch him. He's coming on you. He's got to. He had no choice.
Okay?
Check it out.
3 minutes. Give me it, okay? Bell to bell.
Check it out.
Freddie Roach
Come on.
urging his fighter earnestly to come out.
Come on.
3 minutes of your life.
Come on, touch him up. Last round.
While Charles Shufford Sr., the trainer of Shufford Jr., telling his son, he's coming at you, but he has no choice. Julie, how do you have it through 9?
Fran, I'm going to call this one a no-brainer. 8 rounds to 1 for Charles Shufford, 89-82 in points. You know, one thing I want to mention, have you seen Shufford even have to throw any body shots? Lamon Brewster's leading in with his head. He's becoming very flat-footed, and Shufford's just picking him apart, just like a sparring session.
Shufford is yet to be hurt in this fight.
Like I said, Lamon don't seem to be blocking punches with his arms. He seems to be sticking his face in there first, just like that. And he gets hit with a jab or hit with a right hand by Shufford. He's not blocking punches with his hands. He's blocking them with his face.
I wonder if the injuries from the Etienne fight back in May are still having an effect on Lamon Brewster.
Could be. It's a very good analogy, I'll tell you, to look at. You you look at maybe, just maybe, like I said, he had a broken eardrum in the Etienne fight, the second round on. He had some physical problems. He could have one here, we don't know about it. He didn't tell us about the other one either.
Brewster tried to get off with a left hook. Shufford countered right back with a left hook of his own. It's clearly he's not the same Lamon Brewster that we saw in the other fight against Etienne. He was ready to go toe-to-toe, and he did.
It went very well. I think that's the language that we need here. Maybe he thought he was going to box and not the wrong strategy, and when he realized the wrong strategy, he did not change his strategy to say, you know what, let me change this to a fight. And his corner's not screaming at him. Now they're screaming, but they're not screaming at him when he returns to the corner to create that urgent emergency.
Might be too late for Lamon Brewster.
At this point, to me, Lamon Brewster needs a knockout to win this fight. He is so far behind.
Shufford hardly looks fatigued. He's kept his game plan to perfection. Kept Brewster on the outside, utilized his left hand and his hand speed, and as Julie Letterman mentioned, barely had to go to the body.
Yeah, it's a major thing, Julie. You know, to talk about it, I guess that, you know, he was so content landing on Lamon's face. Lamon was giving him the face. He felt it was not necessary to go to the body.
No, Kevin, you're absolutely right. I mean, when a guy's leaning in with his head and keeping his hands down really low, why go to the body? His head's right there. He's leaning in with that head and that chin. Target practice.
Charles Shufford told us he was not going to allow another opponent to out-hustle him like he did against Robert Davis, his first and only loss. And apparently he's ready to take the next step up in the heavyweight division. One of the things that we need to know from Lamon Brewster is if he really was still affected by that fight 5 months ago. He didn't talk to us about it yesterday. He did let us know that he did have a broken eardrum, which we didn't know. He suffered in the first round, but clearly wasn't the same fighter that we saw back in May.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he wasn't as busy. He made a mistake in the Etienne fight by fighting that style, not boxing. This fight seemed to box and not brawl. So he had to fight backwards, if anything. He should have fought the way he fought against Etienne in this fight and fought against Etienne the way he fought in this fight. But today, you know, Brewster's a lot of talent, a lot of skill, but tonight it just wasn't there for him. It just wasn't fair.
Our viewers very clear about who they think won this fight.
I think they're right. They're correct. I scored the fight 91-100. Julie, how did you score in your unofficial scorecard?
Well, obviously we can't hear Julie Letterman right now, but we will get her microphone on. Julie, you with us now?
Yeah, I'm with us. I gave Brewster one round when he started to press him in the third round. But other than that, I mean, a beautiful jab for a heavyweight, too, in this fight, Shufford. I mean, that's just picking your opponent apart. Ring generalship, being effective with all your punches, not pawing with the jab like a lot of heavyweights do. Snapping the jab, landing beautiful, crisp right hands, and not even having to go to the body.
Were you very shocked on how easy it was for Shufford to land every punch he threw?
You know what? When a guy is leaning in with his head like that, it's target practice. I mean, come on. He didn't have to look for angles. You notice how Brewster was right there in front of him. The chin was right there. I mean, he made it so easy for Shufford. Shufford didn't have to look for angles, didn't have to duck underneath, nothing.
Do you think there's something wrong with Lamon Brewster in this fight? They have physicality that held him back, or what?
Kevin, styles make fights. And as a judge, I'm looking at two different styles and I'm seeing who's doing more damage, who's using their style to their advantage. And that's exactly what Shufford did. He's a boxer, and that's what he did. He boxed.
Charles Shufford most certainly did box this evening. He says he's number one, very confident that he won this fight. Let's take a look at Shufford throughout the entire fight. Never really seemed to be in trouble. Utilized the distance beautifully. There's a strong right hand there. The jab was effective the entire night. And also, Kevin, when he needed to go to the right hand, he was able to do so.
The big thing that everything that he threw was effective tonight.
All right, let's send it up to Ed Lover with the official decision.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have the official decision. Judge Chip Acey scores the bout 97-93. Judge Herman McAlpine scores the bout 97-93. And Judge Bobby Watson scores the bout 98-92 for the winner by unanimous decision, fighting out of the blue corner, Charles Shufford. Let's give both of these fighters a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
So Charles Shufford moves to 16-1, scoring a unanimous 10-round decision against Lamon Brewster. Let's take a look at the punch stat numbers. Total punches, 334 for Lamon Brewster, not enough, averaging about 33 per round. You see Shufford, 420 total punches, and he landed at a higher percentage of 38%. And as we mentioned, the jab for Shufford, very effective throughout the fight all afternoon. And there you see, it's Shufford landing at a higher percentage, 38%, throwing 279 and landing a whopping 105 next to Brewster's 39.
In there. Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Drop your hands. Be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the